I found a really incredible way to be able to set up on Silver Ridge Peaks up in the mountains to be able to snipe some long distance shots. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. It's the first time we've seen mule deer in this spot here, and we got a giant level 4 right out there. Now I believe he's actually the one in the back, but the one in the front is pretty big as well. So honestly, if we can make 2 incredible shots here, then we should be able to take both of them down. They're gonna be quite a ways out. We're talking about 340, 350 yards out. But I think we can definitely make this happen. All right, here we go. You know what? What I actually want to do is pat down this grass here. That way we have a nice little spot to be able to take this shot. And might as well get a little bit closer. Wow, we're still looking at 350 out. That's still quite the ways out there. But that'll do. That'll definitely do. All right, here we go. So we'll kind of hold for the middle of that shoulder blade. We really need to try and ideally drop this front buck here. What an epic shot. Perfect shot. And that's actually not a bad looking muley buck as well. Kind of like that whitetail looking rack on him there. But you're talking about probably 400 out there already. So I don't know if we're going to get a shot off here. All right, let's go head over there and go take a look and see how we did. It was quite the ways out there. I am so surprised that we dropped that front buck. We had to have pulled off a heart shot. And the second buck, I was actually a little bit farther forward than what I would have liked, but still, I felt confident enough to where I knew we would for surely get a single lung. And I saw the percentage dropping, so I know for a fact we definitely got a single lung. Ooh, another good buck. We just jumped up right there. Can we pull off a shot on this buck here? Yeah, I think so. Got him a little far back, but I do believe that should be a single lung. Oh, got him pretty good that time. In fact, I think we dropped him right there. All right, here's our first big buck down. That was the decent level 4, 245.2 double lung heart shot at 345 yards. So that worked out really, really good there. Dropped him, and then we were able to pull off an excellent shot on this buck over here. And then there's another buck laying here as well, which I do believe is the last buck that we just shot. And that should be this one right here. That's going to be him, a 235 gold. The second, oh, we only did get an intestine shot. The second shot, we got him on the run at 204 yards out, and another running heart shot. Heart and left lung on that buck there, but another gold. This here, though, is our biggest muley of the hunt, and I think this should be like the 279 rack. Let's have a look at him, and that's going to be a 277 gold. Look at the stickers on that rack. This is like my second favorite rack for muley here. Double lunged him at 246 yards. I thought we were a little bit far forward on that, but honestly, that shot right there was absolutely money. Now what you're looking at here is the view from one position that we have set up here on Silver Ridge Peaks. I have a tent set up only 150 yards away from here, and from here we can observe all the way down to this watering spot right here, or this lake, which is an awesome spot. And there's also a bighorn sheep right there, which is about 450. But the mule deer don't drink on this backside anyways. So what they do is they drink all the way up to like right here. I've never seen them on this backside over here. So you don't have to worry about that. But they do drink all the way over to here. And you'll be able to see out to 500 yards out from this position right here. Now the next spot is going to be over here. And that, I actually have a tent set up here as well, but for this spot here, you do have to do a little bit of walking to get to that location. I'll show you that in a second, but for now, I'll show you the first spot. And basically, you come in from this lodge right here, run directly north, and the way you get here is there's like a little kind of a shadow right here. You have to run up that hill. You kind of loop wide to the left, and then you stay up on top of that hill, get all the way over here, and then you can set up a tent right here. Or what you could do is just run all the way over to here. What I did was I set a tent here first because I don't want to accidentally get all the way over here and then have a bear run into me or something and then have to fast travel, and you know, there's no place to really go. So anyways, I set up a tent right here, but the next spot you want to go to is right here. You just run down the edge of this mountaintop here, swing over, set up a tent right here, and from here you can sit and you can observe this whole lake right here. I don't know why I never thought of this before, but I was doing this on multiplayer. I didn't have a tent. The way I did it is I came from over here and I just ran up this mountain, and eventually I got all the way over to here and I thought, man, this is a pretty sweet spot. And so it got me thinking, and I thought, what if I set up a tent here on my map? And not only that, there's a bunch of elk here that feed all the way through here in the afternoon, and honestly, this would be a sweet spot to be able to cut them off, because you can see all the way out to here, 500 yards. Anything that comes through here, it's going to be fair game. Now, this spot over here is a little bit different, but I'll show you that in a second. So I thought I was recording, but I realized that I actually wasn't, and we pulled off a super epic shot too. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but that was about a 415 yard shot on a big old level 7 black bear. He was quartering directly away from me, and I held it right in front of his hind quarter. I'm going to try and show you exactly what we just did so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but man, was that epic. Whoa! Alright, so we shot the bear somewhere over here. We got some good blood right here. And I thought it ran back that way, but... oh. Apparently he ended up right over here next to our tripod stand, and I just couldn't quite see him. We ran right past him too. But let's take a look at how far this shot was. There we go, a 409 yard shot, and it's actually a dark, so it's a really cool one. 20.10 gold. Now, it was quartering almost directly away, so I'd say it was pretty much like this, and I was trying to hit like right here. What a heck of a shot! 410 yards, and honestly, that was almost a perfect heart shot. Wow. Look at the size of that buck. He's got a minimum estimate of 282 to 340. He's only a level 4, but that could be a diamond muley. Level 4s can potentially be diamond. I can't exactly see how big his rack is because we're so far up here, talking about 430 yards, but man, that estimate just has me absolutely blown away. So based off that estimate, we pretty much know he's going to be 300 plus all day long. Look at that view. I can hardly even see him out there. It's just like a small little brown speck without our binoculars. Wow, what a sweet view. Now I got a call from another muley down here as well. I just called over. There we go. But you see what I mean? You can literally observe almost this entire lake from up here. The only thing that you really can't see is directly down below here. And in all honesty, you probably aren't going to see much down here anyways. Oh, of course I say that, and I just spotted something right there. What the heck was that? But also, what's going to happen is we're going to take a shot out here, right? And anything that's right directly below us, they're just going to run out into the open. So then eventually we'll be able to figure out what's down here in the end anyways. It doesn't really make much difference. We'll still be able to see what's down there. We really will. Okay, there's definitely a buck down here and I want to see what it is. Hold on. Oh, it's a good one. A really good buck. Big old level 4 right there, 200 yards out. I think we're going to take a shot on him in hopes that potentially we might get that other buck to turn a little bit. Okay, where'd he go? All right, there he is right there. And that should be a smoke shot. Now, the question is, and there's our giant muley out there at about 400 yards out. Now, the question is, what are we going to be able to do to be able to pull off a shot on this buck? There's a few things we could do, and that is, one, we could go left and slide way the heck over here, which potentially might give us a shot. But then again, we might be behind some brush and we might not be able to get the shot off. And even by the time we get over there, it's probably not going to be that good of an angle. Two, we could go for a direct heart neck shot. As in, if we missed, We decided to slide over here in hopes that this massive buck would step out, and sure enough, there he is right there. Look at the size of that beast. He's about 400 yards out on the trot. I don't know if we're gonna take a trotting shot. Oh, hold up. He just stopped. He just stopped right out there at 400 yards. We're laying down and we're gonna take the most incredible shot possible here. All right, guys, there he is. Look at the size of that thing's rack. Now I'm gonna try and not get too distracted by just the massive, incredible amount of rack this thing has here. The angle isn't perfect, but somehow we should be able to pull off potentially a heart shot here. Now, I don't want to take the shot just yet because we got to try and figure out our elevation compared to where that buck is. We're quite a ways up, but we're not like super high up. So I would say probably hold it on the top of the lung. I think we should be good for like 380 maybe. So yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Oh my God, why am I shaking so much? That's a giant buck. I think we smoked him. Yes, we did. We smoked him. And he's going down right there. Oh my God, was that a giant? That's the biggest mule deer that I've seen in probably the last like 4 or 5 months, you know, besides like a diamond rack. But for a level 4, I don't think I've seen one that big. I don't think I've ever seen a level 4 that big, to be quite honest. And to be able to take him at over 400 yards with the AR-308 was a pretty special moment right there. We spotted him from way up on the top at about 460 at first. Couldn't really get a good angle because he was facing directly at us, and we decided to slide over to the right in hopes that maybe he would shift over, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. But we got lucky and he started drinking broadside at about 400 yards, and I think we smoked him. And the reason I'm saying I think is because I don't know. I really don't know exactly where we hit on that buck. I was holding kind of for spine lung to compensate for a little bit of drop, but then again we were super high up, so sometimes you really don't want to hold that high. So I kind of tried to play it safe and hold it closer to the middle upper part of the lung, and yeah, I think we did just that. Got another buck right there as well, and I'm pretty sure our buck was right over here on the backside of this pine tree here, kind of right over where that doe's running over there. I'm pretty sure that's about where he was standing. Right over here somewhere. Boy, he was a long ways out there, wasn't he? Oh, we got blood. We got really good blood right here. And there lays our buck. He didn't go 50 yards and piled over right here. Let's have a look at him. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am super excited to see the rack on this thing. No matter what, he's definitely a mounter. Whether or not he's big enough for diamond, I don't know, but that right there might be one of the coolest racks that we've gotten as far as mule deer. Look at the size of the forks and the splits on that thing right there. Unbelievable. All right, well, let's pick it up. He's a gold. 290, and we pulled off a 395 yard double lung shot. We were a little bit far forward, but then again, the angle that he was at there, I kind of wanted to stay forward on that. So a super epic shot. He scored nowhere near what I thought he was going to score. I thought he'd be 300 plus all day long, but that rack right there is so cool that he's definitely getting mounted and going in our trophy lodge. What an incredible rack on that buck. I've never seen a rack like this before. Just a super unique, very symmetrical on top of it. And he had an overall spread of only 42, which is super wide, but the diamond racks, they have an overall spread of like 50 plus. So that goes to show you, if he was wider, he probably would have been like a 315, maybe even bigger, maybe 320 plus. Nonetheless, that's an incredible looking giant muley, and he's getting mounted for sure. That's what I was looking for. There's the big old level 7 gold potential wild. That's what I was looking for. There's the big old level 7 black bear out there. He's a little bit closer this time at about 300 yards. Now I was hoping we might get lucky enough to find some Rocky Mountain elk out here, but unfortunately they seem to be very good at hiding. And we actually did get a call from one down over there. We're gonna take down that big old level 7 black bear right there at 300 yards away. I'm gonna hold it right on the heart. We did get him, but wow, he actually took off quite a bit, more than what I was anticipating on. He ran a good 50 yards before he started dropping health, but black bear pretty tough, and a 300-yard shot. You gotta imagine it's gonna take quite a bit of time for that bullet to get there, and you're not gonna have as much knockdown power as say if he was like under 150 yards. But I do believe that that should take him down. Yeah, I think it took him down. I was hoping it'd be a Rocky Mountain elk, but apparently not. Smoked him. I could only really see his lower half, but I tried to compensate for where his front half might have been, and I think we did pretty good because he went down really quickly. Alright, so we took the shot right about here, and here lays our nice muley buck. I could not even see the rack on this thing, but it's gonna be a 246 gold. A really sweet looking rack, in fact. Super symmetrical and very unique. Double lunged him at 312 yards out. Alright, there lays our black bear right out there. At least this time we're actually recording. I thought I was recording last time and we took a 410 yard pretty epic shot, but unfortunately I was not recording. Alrighty, here's our black bear. Let's have a look at him. He was big. He was real big as well. It's gonna be a 21.30. That's a giant black bear. We pulled off a 309 yard shoulder blade right lung shot. Now remember, I told you I was holding for the heart, but we were so high up that look at the angle of that bullet. Look at the angle that the bullet went in at. That is absolutely unbelievable. We almost hit the thing in the spine, and I was holding for right here. We had about like a 6-inch raise because we were so high up on that mountain. But another really cool dark gold black bear, 21.30 from 300 yards away. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you found it helpful, and I hope it helps you guys find some giant animals that you can snipe from the top of the mountains as well. But that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.